Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. This is the second live for the day. In case you missed it, my friend Gina Bulow was doing class at 10 o'clock this morning, and she did 4 fun folds featuring some butterflies. And the awesome thing is that she did 2 in orange, her favorite color, and 2 with purple, which is my favorite color. And I am wearing purple today. Compliments of Miss Deb Norman. I got your shirt on today. Yay. Thank you. All right. Who is with us already? We have, wow, Susan Bellamy. Hot to trot here. You have a meeting, so you'll have to watch the replay. Okay, that totally makes sense. Hi, Penny Powell. Wow, Susan and Penny, I will be getting to see you in a few days now. Hi, Melanie Foy. Hi, Amy Langlos. Hi, Linda Hunt. And there's Marcia Coolabert. Yay. Hey, Nan Ryan. You made it on time and you have a notification setting. Yay. Awesome. Hi, Margaret Rika. Hi, Mary Lemke. Very, very good. Hi, Randy. Hi, Patty Wright. Hi, Connie Moore. Hi, Donna Grushke. Your Happy Mail box was just delivered. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. All right, and Connie Moore, yours is actually going in the mail today. I was waiting on some more Wildly Flowering designer paper, and because you're getting the Wildly Flowering bundle as your registration for registering for class, I sent your half a pack of paper with you, and I was able to mail that today. Yay! All right. Hi, Sherry Martin. And anybody else here that I missed? We have share, create, inspire today. Share a recipe, create a card, and inspire others. And I was just looking to make sure I had it here. I sure do. And we will get started momentarily. Hi, Angelique. I just saw that I was going to call you back. I'll do that right after class. Oh, or if you watch until the end and you see I'm done, you can call me right back too. Hi, Georgine. Hi, Melanie Foy. Hi, Carrie White. Hi, Maria Gilbertson. I have a couple people that messaged me yesterday that were looking for classes, and I'm still working through. I got through a bunch of emails this morning, but I still have some text to get through. So if you did recently message me, just give me a moment longer in time. Hi, Sharon Smith. Hi, Ann Bellinger. There's Becky Gandolfo. Becky, I'm working on a list for you of your classes. So all good there. I haven't forgotten, I promise. I want to go over, I have a pile of upcoming classes that I want to make sure that sometimes there's new people that watch me, and sometimes they don't know what is going on with us here in the Hive, and that we kit up a lot of awesome card classes. And I'm going to share some with you guys, and actually I have a few left from the Hearts and Hugs yesterday, and now those cards are sitting over on the other side of the room. But maybe if I have to get up to get something, I'll go grab them and share them with you. I have the recipe card for today. I have not shared it anywhere yet. So when I'm done with this class, I will photograph it and put it on the events calendar website where my events are. I'll also put it in the Facebook event, and I'll include it in the follow-up email that I do so you guys have it. So you won't have to take pictures. But I want to show with what's coming up. And let's flip the camera down just in case anybody still wants to get kitted up cards. We make it so easy for you guys to be creative and make some beautiful cards. And next week, Tuesday, so about 6 days from now, we have the Flowering Zinnias Fun Fold class. All of these are different fun folds. This one's a slide out one, a pop-up slider, and this one is a Z-fold. This one is a horizontal Z-fold, but I love this one because it makes such a pretty panoramic garden setting for all your flowers to come up. And then the other one is the wedding cake card. And we have about 5 left for this class. We made 96. So if I show it off a few more times, all of a sudden those card kits will be gone. So just so you know, we're getting to the end of those. For Let's Just Stamp, which is coming up on the 22nd, so a week and a half, we are featuring Spotlight in Nature. You would get these 3 card kits, and you would need some sort of stamps with this one. Where the zinnia, you don't really need anything but sentiments. This one, you would need some stamps for stamping the focal images on these cards. And I have maybe 8 left of that one at this point. For Wildly Flowering, we have a kitten caboodle of them. And I'm finishing up, so I will have to watch the relay. Okay, Barbara Gabby, no problem. We have a kitten caboodle of these, Wildly Flowering. We made the normal amount, which I would say is 96. And I think we have maybe 30 kits left. So, but this class isn't until the 22nd and the 31st. So we still have a little time on this. And that is the Sweet Bundle class called Wildly Flowering. And then the monthly class, which is coming up next week, the July monthly class, features 3 different stamp sets: translucent florals, the inspiring snapdragons, and the loveliest tree. And in this one, you guys, we surprised you with some baby die cut cardinals that you can add to it. So we found them. And so I might have like 10 left of this class as well. And then the last one that I want to show you is what is inspiring me to use the products today for Share, Create, Inspire. I picked my Mediterranean bloom stuff, and the ink paper scissors for July features Mediterranean blooms, and it is going to be these 4 cards. So this is the ink paper scissors, and we also have kits for about 25 for this class. And I'm trying to show you guys how cool it is. You do not need to have the Mediterranean blooms stamp set. It's actually called Citrus Blooms. You don't need that for this class. All you need are sentiments. And so you can get some citralicious cards. And that's definitely easy. The designer paper speaks for itself. And so I ended with that one because that is what we're going to pull out for Share, Create, Inspire today. And I'm excited to do this with you. I do have Christina Heiser's card here, her recipe card, and we'll go over that in a moment. I do want to remind you that at the end, and I'm telling you this to help me remember too, at the end I have the January monthly cards that I'll announce the winners for these cards. I also have, these were sitting on the back counter, and I cannot remember if I announced the winners for the dogwood, and maybe you'll remember. Somebody who was listening that night, if I did do it, might remember we had the dogwood cards from Let's Just Stamp in January, and we had Master of Flame made in December. They're back here, and I personally can't remember, and I wasn't going to go back and try to watch to see where I would have announced the winners. So I'm going to re-announce the winners and then make sure these get in the mail this week. So we'll do that. And then I've got some names from past ones that we just announced, and I'm going to say those names again because I fortunately found somebody that I didn't have their address, and she just sent it to me today. And so I found somebody. Yay! All right. So I'm going to hold this up close. This is the recipe card. Now, this came from Christina Heiser, and this was actually the recipe card that went to Jeannie Parker. And so we crossed off Jeannie Parker's name, and she put her name, which was awesome. And so this is side 2. In case you do want to take a screenshot ahead of time, you will have this then. I do a little drawing with this where if you submit your card into the Facebook event under the description, you can get in on the drawing that I do, just like very similar to Mystery Card Night. And she did have a continuation here. So a continuing. And so she said, she listed the products that she used. And so it seems like she's going to have To Market. Sweet was used. And she used Garden Green and Pumpkin Pie and white cardstock. And inks that she used were Memento and Garden Green. And we're going to start with looking at the designer paper. Well, actually, I'm going to start with kind of going over measurements so I can kind of tell you how I got an idea of what we're going to do. So she's got a regular card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So it's a normal opening card that opens like this. And then she's got either, you could use DSP, which is designer series paper, or coordinating cardstock. And it's a 4 1/4 by 5.5. So that means that, to me, that the whole front is covered, that there is no margin or border. And because when it comes to cards, you can always change things how you want to. We just start off with a starting point. But that's what she's wanting, is a 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then there is the option 2 of a second piece of paper here that you could use designer paper, coordinating cardstock. And it is the size of 2 1/4 by 6, and it's scored at a 1/2 inch on the 6-inch end, which means to me that that leaves 5.5 inches, which potentially could be a flap that goes up. So like you have your card like this, and then that piece goes here and it flips up, and that 1/2 inch would get glued somewhere in the middle or the back of in the middle on the back. All right, and then there's another piece of cardstock. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of cardstock. There's a piece of cardstock for the inside. Hi, Jean Maxwell. And on this one, it's the same size. It's a 4 1/4 by 5.5. And so that, to me, being white, it would go on the inside of the card. And if you want to see a mat, you guys could totally make the size probably 4 by 5.25. So you see a little margin on both. I don't think that would hurt anything to have those sizes smaller. So with that being said, I feel like the card is going to have a flap on the top that needs to open up, and then this opens that way. And I'm thinking that she's going to have something on this front panel, and then when you lift it up, there's something on the bottom panel underneath, which would be on the card base. Okay, I hope that, like, I'm not talking in circles with you guys. Hopefully that makes sense. And she's got anything, so she's got a focal image 1 and a focal image 2. So stamps or dies or designer paper for a focal image 1 and a focal image 2. And then other things to coordinate. All cardstock, designer paper, and focal images should coordinate, which would be awesome. All right, so let's just look through here and kind of visualize to make sure I'm on the right page, because I did read through this already. So that's why I kind of have an idea of what it's gonna look like. So we're gonna fold and burnish our cardstock for the base, align vertically. So the card's gonna be a vertical one, and adhering the designer paper or cardstock to the top, to the front of the card base, and then putting focal image number 2, and fasten it to the front of the card somewhere in the middle 2 inches of the card, meaning that that little arm that's going to pop up, there's going to be something hidden underneath it. Okay, all right. So when you pop it up, so you don't see it when the flap is down, but when you flip it up, then you'll see something. And then it said to talk about adhering the 6 by 2.25 inch piece, the 1/2 inch score line at the top of the card in the middle of the back, and dry fitting it says to dry fit the designer paper cardstock number 2 on the front of the card base. This should fit and cover the focal image number 2 that was adhered to the front middle of the card base. So yeah, I guess what I want to do is start pulling what I think the card is going to look like. Hi, Deb Norman, that you're in Rochester. I'm going to start pulling what I think the card is going to look like based off of doing a little bit of reading and research. I have citrus blooms is what I pulled for the bundle, and I pulled in some white frayed ribbon. This is new, part of the online exclusives, and that is what we utilized in this class. So everybody who does the ink, paper, scissors with us will get a roll of that. Hi, Joy Moody. And then everybody will get also in that class, these gems, which were meant to go with the Mediterranean bloom. So these are what I'm going to accessorize the card with. I did pull some scraps from upstairs. I pulled some labels just in case these would work. We had extra die cuts of these from when we did kitting. So if there's a chance I could utilize any of these 3 pieces, I would. And I also pulled in unbounded love dies because there's a bunch of cute labels in here, and that's actually where this label comes from, is this set. I pulled in some of these, complete with a gem. I pulled in the countryside. The Wild Ferns has a little label, and then also Stylish Shapes has lots of labels. So I'm going to set these off to the side in case I need them, because they were upstairs and I thought, I better pull those down. So what I gotta find and what I'm thinking I'm gonna use, there's a sheet of designer paper here with oranges on it. Aren't you glad we're here at class? Are you guys sick of that joke yet? It's like the only orange joke I know. Well, I don't say many jokes at all because I don't remember jokes, but I was thinking of this right here being utilized on the front of my card. And it might be bigger than that 2.25 inch panel that's on the front, but that's okay. We just won't glue any part of it that hangs over. And I'm one that I don't like to cut stuff like that. Like I could have just went straight, but it would have cut through that orange. And I feel like that orange is almost all there, that you could put it behind something and give the illusion that it's all there. So I didn't want to cut that. And then we need something that goes underneath the flap. And I had thought this one would be maybe pretty nice for that. And it's bigger or wider than 2.25, but if we position it just appropriately, this might overhang enough where this could be underneath it. So I was going to go with these 2 pieces, and I have this hunch that I want to use navy, because the navy with the orange, just doing the class, these were the 2 orange cards. I'll show them to you really quick. That was orange, and here's orange, orange with green. So I'm kind of gonna go along the same pattern, color pattern as those. Hi, Vonda. And I'm seeing in here, I have a smaller piece of this, and I want to see what this size is right here. Oh, that's going to be too small, and that's too small. So I think we might go with that one, just because then I don't have to cut. If you guys are like me, it's hard to cut into that next 12 by 12 sheet of designer paper. So I'm just going to set this over here, and let's look at what we have. Okay, we're done with these, and I'm pretty sure that there are dies for this set, and I set it over here. Let's just see how these dies work. There's some outline ones, and then in here there's the frame set. This frame set is what we utilized on this card. By lining both of these up at the same time, it cuts out this detail-y part. You could use this by itself, but if you want to use this and have it die cut, you would line these up at the same time for die cutting. And you got those that do this class with me, you'll get this piece die cut like that. Okay, so then there are some other foliage pieces in here. And then if we look at these, there are 2 outlines. And lo and behold, we have a die for that one. Now, I don't believe the lemons line up, but I believe both these 2 oranges do. And let's grab a piece of tape here, because I don't want to risk my die moving. So we're going to tape it. Just get it lined up just so. Like that. Okay. And then let's just check out this one. See if this works. Oh man, it sure does. Look at that. So the 2 oranges that I picked have coordinating dies. And the question is, are they under this one under 3 inches? Because the little boss here only does up to 3 inches. And we'll stick these back in here just to be safe. And I'm wondering if this will work. Oh, that'll work. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's die cut these right away, so we have them ready to go for when we start to piece things together. It moved. Okay, so sometimes you have to be careful, because even though you tape it, if you don't tape it in the strategic good spot, it might move on you. Okay, so let's try that. Okay. And then we'll cut the other one. Okay, and then let's cut this guy's ready to go. And that's good. So we got that set. All right, let's put that off to the side. I don't know if I'm going to need that anymore, but we've got this ready to go. And perfect. So those are what they look like after they're die cut. They're pretty cool. So for the class, when you guys do the ink, paper, scissors with me, you won't have to worry about having any stamps really, because you'll get the designer paper and it'll look just like that. Okay, so if this is going to be potentially my 5 1/4 by 4, I think I'm going to cut off 4 inches here. 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So hang on, let me make sure I cut this right. She's got it the whole, and I might not have it go the whole width, but just to honor the measurements, let's see that this is a 4 1/4, and then we need by 5 1/2, and that's just barely enough for us. It's a big piece of paper. Wow. Okay, so that is what this looks like. Now, I'm gonna pull in some navy cardstock because that is a coordinating color. And thank goodness I have enough in here. I've got a stockpile of Night of Navy, which is awesome. Okay, so then what we're gonna do here is make sure we have, I believe that's 8.5, so we're gonna cut this at 5.5. So we have another piece of paper here, which is our card base, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're gonna score it at 4.25. So let's make sure we score and not cut. All right, so that's our card base. What we're gonna do is fold that. Hi, Dion Dawn, hot and sunny Minnesota. All right, so how she has it set up is that this piece goes over the entire front. Now, this is where you'd have an option. Do you want to potentially see a border? If you do, you might consider doing 4 by 5.25. And again, it comes down to, these are your cards when you make them. You can, when you start with an idea from somebody, it's something that you can always switch up if you want to. Now, let's grab a piece of white because I want to see what white looks like. You know, I love matting. You guys know me. I love my mats. So I wanted to see what this white would look like back here with the blue like that. See, I'm digging that a lot too. And personally, what we could do is we could make the white be, this is me, watch me trying to add more mats. This could be like 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then we could do this one at the 5 1/4 by 4. And we have a little white border around it. And I'm almost feeling that. And then what we would do on the inside is we could just leave the white be a regular mat here and do, okay, so I think that's what I'm feeling. Can you feel it too? Oh, okay, so 5 3/8. Let's just cut it and see what happens. And then 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, which is basically only taking 1/8 of an inch off. And now our inside would be 4 by 5 1/4, so a normal size. So I can see the inside blue. All right, let's check this out again. So this would be my inside piece. Oh, sorry, this is my inside piece right here. Inside piece right here. Okay, and then if this becomes my outside piece, I see just a little bit of blue, and then we're gonna see a little bit of white. And almost to me, if I want to, I like to see just a little bit more of a border. Like this is actually like the amount of border that I'd like to see. And I'd like to actually see a little bit more of navy. And if you guys love mats like I do, Anne and Angelique are saying, and Deborah saying more layers. So I'm just gonna go for it, you guys. I'm gonna do this how like I would do it. So we did have that at 5 3/8. I think I'm just gonna do another 1/16 off on 2 sides here. So you guys, it's just keeping your equal proportions, right? All right, so there's that. So this final size ended up at 4 1/16. So then I'm gonna do this one at 3 7/8. And then this one ended up at 5 5/16. So I'm gonna do this one at 5 1/8. And let's see once what we look like. And we might be happy with this. This is just adding mats, you guys. So let's see if that lines up. See, we see a little bit more blue. And then here we've got a little bit of white. And to me, I am 100% happy with that kind of a margin around that, okay? I have some little strips here. I could use those on the inside, little scraps. Now, what I think is happening is we're putting something down on here, and then an arm is gonna go across the top. And we talked about the arm being 6 by 2 1/4. And I didn't know what color to quite make it, but I think we're gonna end up with it being navy to match the card. And so we're going to cut this at 2 1/4. And it's by 6. Wow, that's like right in line with this little edge here. I never realized that. And then it's scoring it at 1/2 inch. So we're gonna just take it to the 1/2 inch and score it. And let's see what this looks like now. So you guys can start to see what's coming together here. So you have this little flap here. We're gonna take that and burnish it. And I believe what's gonna happen here is this gets glued down on here like this. And then we have the white will cover up our tab. And then this comes over the top like this. Now you can see my leaves are peeking out. And that is okay, only because I'm gonna have this orange, get in here, my orange that's underneath here is gonna go right here. And I've gotta line it up. Oh, cool, actually, you know what? I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are leaves sticking out, but it actually looks kind of cool because you don't know where they're coming from. They could be coming from this or underneath. And to me though, that looks cool, but I think that there might be something even more amazing if there was something on my arm. Hi, Feline Mays. Hi, Jeannie Gertis. Hi, Linda Hunt. And so what could we put there is the question. And let's flip over and see what might look okay. Now, to me, adding something like this is gonna be way too busy. You are not going to see the oranges. You still want the oranges to pop, because right now this pops to me. And what we can do is see if there's something else in our designer paper that would be complementary. And look at this right here. There's this piece right here. Oh my goodness. It's too skinny. Oh man, I would want it to be, I mean, you could say, yep, it'll work, and have a bigger blue border around it. And I don't think it's a little busy. I will say it's a little busy, but I don't think it's too busy. It brings out the yellow and the flowers, but I would want it to be a little bit wider so that it would go all the way to the edge. So to me, it's a little bit too skinny. What's on the back of this? That does nothing. Like, nope. Like, nope. Okay. Big nope. Not gonna do it. And let's just see what else is in here for scraps. The other option, like lemons, is not gonna, they're not gonna be good either. We could do another different pattern of blue, so something like that, but I think that that is gonna be way too much because you've got so much blue going on. The other thought that popped into my head was doing a piece of navy and embossing it, and then you could always highlight. Ooh, I'm coming up with, I've got an idea. Okay, how about this? This is going to, I think this will complement also not only the ink paper scissors, but it'll complement what Rose Coleman is doing for her Technique Club class that is coming up this month. So I have this piece here. So this is 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. So what we're gonna do is cut this. I could trim the arm a hair. You're sure correct. But what I'm gonna do is cut this at 5 3/4 by 2. Okay, so that will give me the mat that I want, right? Not adding in more color. That yellow might have been a little too much. And so what will happen is this, oh, I cut it too long. Ha ha, it needed to be 5 1/4. One moment, please, we can go. So my dad always says, measure twice, cut once, and there we had to cut twice. So that's gonna go here, but right now it's boring, right? Because it's the same on top of the same, or it's the same color on top of it. But you guys, I will admit, I do not have any current embossing folders down here at the moment. So if you will oblige me, I'm gonna go to my retired drawer of embossing folders, and I'm going to find something. I might even find something with little diamonds. I'm gonna grab my big cutter, and oh, you know what would be perfect? I think I'm not gonna run upstairs and get it though. Well, or maybe I should run up upstairs and get it. Hang on, let me show you. You guys can tell me if you like the idea. There's an embossing folder set that's in the online exclusives. It actually fits the mini embosser. And embossing, let's see here, folder. Let's try folder. and it's the one Fun Patterns. Look at this, that one right there. That's what I'm sensing and feeling for this. You see it? It would complement what we've got going on here, I think. I think so. Like, that's what I was, all of a sudden that popped in my head. And so what I might do is run upstairs. If you guys will give me, it's gonna take me 1 minute. So you guys, it's time for a bathroom break. I think I wanna do that. And then I'm gonna show you what I've got in store for you. We have a silicone mat, which Rose loves the silicone mat. And one moment. I have this pearlized enamel effect. So Rose's Technique Club class is all about using these enamel, these are 6 of them, 6 different colors. I'm going to illuminate the embossed area. So Fun Patterns. Okay, so you guys, count down. I'll come back out of breath, but I will be back in a minute. Okay, so just hold the phone, you guys. All right, I'm back. It was only 1 minute. I looked at the phone, and this is what I was talking about, Fun Patterns. Okay, this is if I had 2 sets of embossing folders. I could keep one down here and one upstairs, but it's not, for the amount of times that I gotta run upstairs, I don't think it's worth it to have 2 sets. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do is pull out the little mini, and this is one of these skinny little 3-inch ones, and so it fits on the mini here. And we're gonna put this in to the embossing folder. And I will eyeball this because you could just throw it in here, never throw it all the way to the top because there is no embossing at the top, right? So I'm gonna pay attention to where these diamonds end up, and I'm gonna center it so there's a middle one right through here. I mean, you could put it off to the side, you could do whatever, but just be cognizant of it while you're doing it. This would work too, where there's 2 of them going down. I like the idea of having one in the middle, and I'm going to center this so that I have about the same on the top and the bottom, so it looks centered. And it's nice to have a full diamond right there versus having it cut off, and the same thing will happen down there. There's about a full diamond, and I want to make sure it's straight in my folder. Okay, as I put it down, I hold it so it doesn't move around in there. And I gotta think about how to do this. I haven't ever used this little mini to do embossing. I think it's just maybe 1 plate. Let's see if that works. It feels really easy. I don't even know if that did anything. Oh, wait, you guys. There's actually, there's a different plate for this. Hang on. There's, oh man, let's just try this one. There's a different plate here. So let's put this back here. I always like to make sure the fold goes in first. All right, so let's see if that works. Okay, that feels better. That might actually do something, whereas the other one did nothing. All right. They're so cute. It actually fits right on the desk. It's great to have this little baby. All right, let's see what it looks like. All right. Oh, take a breath. I got it to work. Yay. Okay. So what I'm picturing, this embossed piece is going to go here. Now, it still looks blah, right? Because it's tone on tone. You might be saying, well, why didn't you do white, or why didn't you do whatever? But I had it in my head. I want to honor Rose with her class that she has coming up. It's actually what is it? It's the 25th, I believe, is Rose's class. And all about using enamel. So, and we're using a glass mat. So you know what I could actually do? Let's just go straight for the glass mat instead of using the silicone mat. But what you're gonna do, whoa. Come on, it's like having a blowout here. All right, there's a little bit of, this stuff reminds me of the champagne. They had like a rose gold, the mist. They were in little jars. And you wanna have a sponge dauber. And you gotta be careful. So I would flip it over on the back and do the back first. And what I'm gonna do is hover lightly. Oh, wow, it sucked up all of them. It took it all into the sponge and there's really nothing there. Okay, hang on. That's okay. But again, I like to practice on the back. All right, so that it's not too heavy. The light hand, go over it. I don't know if you guys can see what's happening, but it's catching the raised up. Now, I technically wouldn't have to do the whole thing because I know at some point my orange is going to cover it up, but I'm just going to do the whole thing so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to do a little bit more. Great use of this glass mat, huh? Oh, I gotta think to do that on here. All right. So what this is doing, I would say it's illuminating. And it's gonna make it so that you can see it really nicely on the arm area. Oh man, I'm loving it. And again, this is one of those things where you can keep adding to it. You can't take away. And I'm gonna hold it this way. So isn't that look cool? And then it has this effervescence to it. Shimmeriness is. Okay, all right. So what we can do is, I'll grab one of these little, this is like, it's not really, I wouldn't say it's watery based. So I'm gonna just use one of my alcohol. I buy these little sterile alcohol prep pads. They are what, for me, get the goo off of things, especially my glass mat here, and anything that doesn't want to come up so good with water. And I think what I'm going to do, you guys, so that this doesn't get hard in here, I'm just going to rinse it really quick. Perfect. Okay. Then, didn't even need to use the silicone mat. Look at that. All right, are you guys ready to see what this looks like on top of the arm here? Right? And so you get to see the true navy border around it and then the rest. All right. I think we're alone now. Just kidding. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. Yes, we are alone. Well, I'm alone with all of you. So, all right. I think we're ready to glue this down is really what I was going to say. And I got distracted by a song in my head. All right. Then this is going to get glued right onto this. And that's okay. There's no ribbon. You guys, I used up a scrap piece of paper here. And that's all right. It makes the diamonds pop. You are correct, Feline. Definitely. Very cool. All right. Then what we're going to do, you guys, we haven't even done any stamping yet. We're going to glue our little arm down. And how I'm going to do this is, I'm going to make sure I'm flush at the top, centered left to right. I eyeball things a lot. So we're going to go right about here. make sure I flush here. If you really want to, grab the ruler, 1 inch, 1 inch. Very good, very good. All right, and then ultimately this is gonna go like this. This is gonna go here. Now, I see what I did. I had that cut at 5.5, and it was scored at, it was 6 and it was scored at 5.5. And now what happens, just this act of going like this and rolling over the top, it actually doesn't make it so it goes to the end here. It actually is a little bit short, but the amount that we're short, you really can't see it because it's in line and flush with my white. So you might consider cutting yourself a little bit longer piece, like 6 1/8, and then you could always trim it if you need to. 6 1/8 and still score it at 1/2 inch, but I'm okay with this, and this still works out okay for me, I think. So I think that that centers nicely. Okay, well, before I do this, let's think about where I think I'm gonna add ribbon. So this guy will go like that. I think we'll use one of these little labels and we can put our ribbon behind that. Or do we wanna do ribbon a different way? So before I glue this down, I could potentially add ribbon and secure the ends of it behind here. That's what I was remember the question is, how can you add ribbon to the card? So that's always something I want to contemplate. That came out really chunky. Gotta contemplate before going. So I think we're gonna do that like so. We'll leave it like that. I think we'll be fine. So gluing this down. I think this is the very first time I've ever used that embossing folder. I can't say that I have used it yet. Oh, you know what might make that really pop? I thought about this right now. What if there was a white piece around this? Now that I have glue on it. This is designing on the fly or creating on the fly. I wonder what a piece of white might make that even pop more. Okay, maybe. The card recipient won't notice, that is correct. All right, just entertain me for a moment. If I do 2 and, this is 2 1/4, if I do 2 1/8, and this ended up being, is my card too tall? No, it's not, okay. For a moment I thought, well, that's maybe what's going on. No, this is 5.5. All right, I just wanna see, just let me play here. I wanna see if a white is gonna be too much or if it will be okay. So if I do 2 1/8, and that was 5 3/8, so we're gonna take off 3/16. Let's see. Okay, I did that too short. One moment, please. You guys, does this happen to you at home when you're designing and doing all this? You have your measurements something off a little bit. Let me do this one more time. This was, oh, it was 5.5. Okay, one moment. So then we're gonna do, it's only paper, right? Naughty Nancy would say it's only paper. So I needed that 1/8 more. I'm just gonna set it into here because we can. And you guys can tell me if you like the extra white mat. So I'm just gonna set it there, and then this might need a trim job. I think it will be good to have it versus not having it. A little bit of white is gonna make it pop. All right, so let's cut off a little schnibble. I'm not gonna cut off too much, and I might get glue on my trimmer, and that's okay. I can handle a little glue. I can always take my little wipe and clean it. All right, so if you cut just schnibbles off, you're gonna end up maybe having to use your scissors to do the fine cut there because it didn't want to quite get in there. So our goal is to have this now fit inside here with just having a little white border. See, something like that. And we're gonna cut off 1/16 of an inch. Making a little mess, are we, right? So this is currently that, and we're gonna go down 1/16. And let's see if that is enough. So I'm putting this on here upside down so that I can at least hold it to it without getting glue everywhere. Okay, I think that's good. Are we ready to see it now? All right, we can try this again. We're gonna put a little bit of glue on the white, which hopefully will fit right inside of our arm. I'm gonna call that an arm. And then put a little bit more glue on this one. So we went from 4 pieces to 6 pieces, I think. And I'm gonna do it this way because the frayed end is, or the side I cut is on this side. That will be at the bottom, so it's less likely to be noticed. All right. Oh, does that help? I think that helps a little bit. Now, I get it. My white is a little bit thicker on the edges, thinner on the inside, and that's okay. I can live with that, you guys. I definitely can live with that. I hope you can too. And again, when you guys go to make yours, adjust as necessary. All right, let's get my schnibblins out of the way. Now, on to our oranges. Oh, yes, queen. That's nice. All right, we're gonna put a little bit, oh, maybe the little sentiment strip could go down here so that the oranges don't get covered up. And then what I was thinking is you're gonna open it up, and then this one is gonna be right here in the middle. And I thought that we could have a second saying there. And that second saying could potentially be like that. Oh yes, it gets covered up. And then those leaves that are sticking out here will kind of be okay because they're accenting this top piece. Hi, Joe. Loving the card. Good, good. And what I was thinking for ribbon, don't you always tie a little overhand knot and put it at the top of your sprig? I was thinking that this could go at the top here, like that, right? What do we have for sentiments? I didn't even look at the stamp set to see what we have for a sentiment that would fit in. Oh, hello. Oh, all the love. Okay, just checking in. So just checking in. It's a good just checking in card, I think. All the love might not fit on that one, but could it possibly fit on this one? All of the love. Okay, so just checking in, all of the love, and then hello, you called. Is it me you're looking for? Could that go on the inside? So we'd have 3 sentiments going on. Just checking in, all of the love. I mean, I want more with all of the love. It's kind of like the mushy, like all of the feels and feel the feels and all that kind of new lingo that I'm not so up on. But hello, you called. Is it me you're looking for? I know that one. Then this would be our outside. We'd have just checking in along the bottom here. All of the love could go on the inside of this flap. And then we have one more here, which would cover up here. Now, this was a single orange. Was there one more orange? Where did my paper go down here? I wonder. Aha, I have an idea. So do you remember this piece of paper over on the side here? Where I said I didn't want to kind of cut through that because that orange could potentially get utilized. That could potentially be hanging off up here, right? Why not? And gets utilized then. And then we could just stamp hello right about here. Okay, I think we have a plan of attack. Now I want to just see if that die fits. Hang on, we're not losing a stamp. But this die right here, bet you any money. Ha ha ha. Uh-huh. Watch this action. We can go back to this, and that. So don't ever be afraid to use those edges of your designer paper because they also can get utilized in your card making adventure. And still no stamping of any focal images for you guys today. Kind of took that fun away, but careful pulling these tapes up because you don't want to rip. Oh, yes. Love it. Okay. You don't want to rip your paper. All right. So we need some blocks. Guys, we're going to bring it. We're going to bring it home. All right. All of the love. Now, let's just hope I can stamp really good on my little strips here. I'm going to bring in Night of Navy for my ink color. And I'm going to go to the back just because I want to practice. I feel like that's how it should look. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay. Go right. All right, I always cross the fingers with the red rubber stamps. All right, I can live with that. And then all of the love. Let's practice on the back. So I have a hard time when you can't see the edge through the block. So we're gonna reposition that. See if that works. Okay, I can handle that. So let's try it for the real thing. The real deal. Boom. Okay, and then hello. Let's pretend that this is glued down right about here. And we're gonna put, hi Nancy, I'm gonna put the hello right there. Okay. I think that's it for stamping. So what we're gonna do is glue. I'm so excited to use this little scrapperoni of the orange. So oranges are special to me. My grandma and grandpa Haas had an orange tree when they lived down in Ruskin, Florida. Both sets of my grandparents, we called them snowbirds. They left around Thanksgiving time and they came back around Easter, and they would winter. Grandma and Grandpa Bertram were in Apollo Beach, Florida, and Grandma and Grandpa Haas were in Ruskin, Florida. And my grandma and Grandpa Haas had an orange tree right outside their little trailer. They had a little, they called it the tar paper shack. They had an orange tree, and they had the best oranges in the world. Then they would bring them back for us when they came, and we love their Florida oranges. And I'm so excited to use that little side piece up. Okay, so that's gonna go like this, and now let's figure out, I think I'm gonna pop that up with the dimensionals. And Tyler loves oranges as well. I've never seen anybody ever eat the entire orange, rind and all. I'm being careful not to put dimensionals along the edges so that it's overhanging. And I want that to kind of look like this maybe. So I should probably have tested that. Okay, I'm all right. Tyler will eat the entire orange, rind and all. So whenever you go to get a Blue Moon at a restaurant or bar, they always put an orange slice in, and he will eat the entire orange slice. Love the oranges. And we're gonna use, let's see here, just checking in can go here. I think we'll leave that flat though, because our orange is gonna be popped up. So a little bit of glue right through the middle, like that. A little glue dot. Hi, Mitzi Stanley. Yes, this is a nice little fun hold. I'm gonna put a little glue dot behind my stem to hold it down, and then I'm gonna put a glue dot right over the top. We're gonna put this right into it like that. Yeah, I do too, Melanie. Okay, so geez, that's what I've got for the outside. Now we're gonna flip this open, and this is where we're gonna be a little strategic about where this orange goes. Because I think we wanna utilize some of the leaves so that they don't get too covered up. So if this, see like that, we've got it peeking out right here, and it blends in nicely. All right, so and that's a good spot for it. And then we'll put all of the love, maybe like right here. And I might add a little ribbon to that. So let's just check this out again. Check it out, girls. All right, we're gonna put a little liquid glue, because then we'll have the ability to maneuver it around. But I feel as such it was right about there, and we're gonna move it. Ha ha ha. like that maybe. And we've got this one, could potentially come that way. And see, the liquid glue is allowing us to wiggle. And so depending on what cards you guys do, you might not want to see the things coming out, but with this one, it was perfectly fine to have that like that. Okay, now I might consider here putting a little bit of ribbon behind here because, don't forget the Stella. Yep. I'm gonna set it right here because you know what? We can Stella the orange and make it look like it's glistening in the sun. And our flowers, why not do the leaves? We can't leave the leaves out. Perfect. Okay, and we'll get the front too. So for this, I'm just going to add a little bit of ribbon back and forth here. Not too thick, so you're going to weave it back and forth like this. Grab that ribbon scissors and so I'm wondering if my orange could have been up a little higher. And I don't know if I can really finagle with it. So I might just leave all the love right about here. And I don't know, do we even need that ribbon? I think it might look, well, maybe we don't want, maybe we just want two little tails coming out. This is where you can play with things. And let's just cut this like, oh, it got caught on the scissors. Oh man, one moment. Get that little guy. All right, let's try this again. Maybe we just want a little bit, it was too bulky. So go like that. And I think that probably would be better because when we flip that down, we're still not. All right, I think I'm better with that. I like that idea better. I was really wanting to weave it back and forth to use a little bit more ribbon, but I think this will be good. So we're gonna trim you again and trim the top one just a little shorter. All right. There, that's better. Otherwise it was interfering with my orange. And a little dot of glue up here yet. There. Let's try this again. We're gonna test it before we really push it down good. Yep, it's good. And don't worry, there's a little thickness with the ribbon. It's not too thick. And that away. All right, so that's what we have. And then let's see what the inside looks like. We've got the hello. Okay, almost there. We have to Stella, Ella, our orangies. I'm happy with that diamond embossing folder. It really, I think it was the right choice to go run and grab that. All right, Sharon loves it. Yay. Let's get the leaves as well. We can't leave them undone. You can even Stella your ribbon. Don't be afraid to do that. All right, cool beans and bagels. And we're not done. We need to embellish to our heart's content. And these are the gems that nicely match this suite of products. And where can we put them? I am sensing I like a gold one here and a little white one. All right, there's another one stuck to my finger, so we'll put one right here. And then when we flip it open, you can still see those, which is good. I don't know, I think I might be okay with 3. Sometimes people put gems in the inside too, but then depending when you mail it, it might punch through the card. And I wonder if a navy would have been a little bit better. So when I go to take gems off, I scoop my nail underneath. And if you don't have a nail, you could always scoop the pokey tool underneath to get it. Hi, Margene Eskelson. All right. I think we'll call that good to go. So hopefully I've inspired you to fall in love a little bit with the Mediterranean blooms or like it a little bit more. Consider getting my ink paper scissors class. There are I think we have about 30 more kitted up. But the class isn't until the 30th and the 31st of July. So we have almost the entire month. And so by the end of the month, those will probably be gone. So if you are inspired by this and you would be interested in ink, paper, scissors, don't wait till the end of the month to reach out. So I think we're going to call this good. I am so happy I put the little bit of white around the border, or around the navy here. And I do actually like the fact that this white is a little thicker than this white, because this is a bigger area. I like the little bit bigger white border, and then this is a smaller area, and I like the little bit less white. I could have put the ribbon tails coming out the bottom there, but I think having just a little bit of ribbon there is perfect. Hi, Becky Gandolfo. And the inside's like, okay, I feel like I'd want something up there, but again, it's the secondary. This is how it's supposed to look, and then this is bonus by seeing more inside here, and then you have that, and hopefully all my words go together. I would think that they should, because they all came in the same stamp set, but we'll see. All right, so I'm gonna take this, and I see here Jeannie did her fun fold slider card, so now I understand why. So it's a fun fold flap card is what Christina Heiser did. So thank you for this inspiration, Christina. I'm gonna photograph both of the front and the back, and also this. And you guys, I had read through this, so I kind of had an idea of what was going on with her instructions, and I am excited now. Ooh, you know what? We also had, I wonder what this would look like. Wait, I had a thought. Is it too much to put this on the side? I need you guys to tell me. Do you want to see that on the inside? I think that actually adds to it. The other thought would be there's this little strip that could go along the bottom, but I'm actually feeling like I would want that to go end to end, where this one actually does go end to end. I actually like that. It ties then the front and all of it together. Let's just go for it, right? So how I'm gonna glue that little strip on is I'm just gonna run a little bit of liquid glue end to end like that. And don't worry, I will cut it in a moment, but we're gonna glue this like that. And then I can take my scissors just like that. Cool. I think I'm good with it. I think that added to it. Oh, Donna's at the bottom, huh? Well, it's a little, well, you know, yeah, it's be like, I could have used my liquid glue. Well, should we do the top and the bottom? That almost like boxes it in too much. But I could do that as well. We could do the top and the bottom. Yeah, either way, the inside strip added to it. I don't think it was a horse apiece. Whoever gets it isn't going to know we had a little struggle bus figuring out that. But that would be also an option, so that that little strip of paper doesn't get, Melanie said too late, bottom. So, yeah, add it. You guys are saying add it, add it, add it. Yep, bottom. Oh, Melanie, that was too late. It looks cute. So, I don't know. Do you like that? Why don't you tell me if you want me to add the other bottom one? And if I'll open up Christina's card here while you guys tell me if it's too much. It might be too much. And I'm okay. I actually don't mind the side action like that. So, all right. So we got Christina's card here. I get to use my B letter opener. Yay. Let's make sure I don't get the card. All right. You guys ready for it? Drum roll. Ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. All right. Here it is. Remember, she said that she used to mark it. All right. She's got all of her produce on the front. Very cool. She stamped her sentiment directly onto the flap. It looks like she used of the full piece. Oh, it's too much. Okay, good to know. Good to know. No, you guys said no. Leave it. No, just the strip on the side. Okay, very good. See, I didn't get glue happy. Ha, ha, ha. All right. And we flip it up. We know we're going to find something under here. Yeah, she's got her basket of fruit in here as well. And then for you, she added some to market gems. And then it says, thanks a bunch. And she stamped some lettuce down here. Let us all take in the beautiful card that she shared with us. Get it? My lettuce and orange jokes. All right. Oh, Deanne said she liked it on the side. So there we go. We had a vote for the side. So awesome. Well, here we have it. We have two of the new sweets that got featured in the new annual catalog. One is To Market that Christina used, and one is the Mediterranean Blooms, which is what I used. And again, you guys, Christina's original card had 4 pieces of cardstock plus her die cut pieces. I had to add a couple more layers. So I added in a white layer here and a white layer there. And that just was because of the nature of my layout, that I wanted extra mats. So when in doubt, add more mats, right? So very good. Did you guys like this? Now, how many of you are going to go out and make a card like this? Or I should say, I always like to ask, have you done a card like this? I think I have once in my lifetime made a card where it was a flip up and a flip out, which was super cool to make another card with you guys featuring that. I am curious. Now, what do you do, right? We have, this is very similar to Mystery Card Night, where if you share your card, you'll get in on the drawing. And I haven't done the drawing yet. I talked about doing my drawing tomorrow night for last month. And what you need to do is go to the Facebook and, oh, look at that, a year ago. Oh no, how many years ago? That was Greece. I was in Greece 5 years ago. Wow. Okay, don't you love that? They bring up your memories. All right, so if you go to Cards by Christine, click on more. We want more. Tell me more, tell me more. Like, does he have a car? And then right now, we have the share a recipe, create a card, and inspire others is happening. And if you go on to the discussion, aha, did you find inspiration? I think I'd left the picture off, so I'll have to go and edit the post. But it says, do you find inspiration in the Share, Create, Inspire card class? Share your creations here by Wednesday, July 31st. So you have until the end of the month. You have 3 full weeks. And submit your card. And what you can do is go to the comments and take a picture. Oh, I'll show you some house pictures if you guys are ready. And hi, guys. Okay, well, let's flipper still skin this. And so you would take a picture of your card. And then what you can also do is share that. And then you could, if you so desire, because of the nature of this card, you could hit reply and take another picture. Hi, guys. And take the inside if you want. And what it does a tiered approach then. So you have your original, and then you have the next. And if you are so inclined to want to take the inside, you can reply onto that even. And hi, guys. And go like that. And then if you want to call out what stamp sets you use, you could do that too. And ultimately, you'd have a 3-tiered approach. Now, for those of you that make a mistake or don't want to do this or said something wrong or incorrect, just know if you hard press on it and you hit delete, that will delete your comments. So you can always go back and edit and delete your comments at any time or redo photographs. So like, let's say you weren't happy with the way you photographed it, you could always go hard press on it and hit delete, and then I'll delete it. But I'll keep mine in here so that you guys can see that. And I'm gonna go back and add the graphic, because normally I have a graphic that has a picture of sharing, inspiring, creating, and then that will go on there. So make sure you get your pictures stored onto this post, because that's where I go and pull the names from. If you post it anywhere else, I don't go grab them from everywhere else. I only grab it from this post. So yay! Margene has made it before for a swap. You were in. Perfect. I'm going to try. Oh, Angelique's going to try it today. Both are really cute cards. They sure are. Very happy. Very, very happy. So big kudos to Christina Heiser for helping me out. She got her recipe card about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, and she brought it and dropped it off on Sunday, because I said to her, I don't have any left. Like I nobody had given me any. And if you're wondering, let me just show you, how do you get a recipe card in case you want to get your card in for next month. I have a few out in limbo land. They haven't been returned yet. What you need to do is go to my events calendar, and for today's date, July 10th, share, create, inspire. If you go, oh, look at this, you guys. I already have here the replay for the videos there. But if you click here, you'll be taken to the recipe form, and you can fill out to have me send you in the mail a recipe card like this. And I want you to use my recipe card because I put it in my book, and then I put your card and my card together so that I can always go through and show you guys. So you just have to fill out to give me your name and address information, and then I'll send that out to you in the mail. I have about 6 or 7 of them that are out in the land waiting for them to be returned. And so if you are one of those people that have a recipe card waiting to be returned, I ask for you to please send it back so that I know that I can do this class next month. Because I always make the deal, if I don't have a recipe card, I'm not going to do the class. I will cancel it. I'm not going to just make up a card myself because I do so have many other cards with you guys. But my goal for this one is for others to help inspire me, to help inspire you make more pretty cards, right? Give you different layouts and ideas. So if anybody's looking for a recipe card, please fill out that form, and you might just follow up with a message that says, hey, I filled out the recipe form, because I don't live in where that Google form is. I don't see it every day. I don't have a notification that pops up that says, hey, so-and-so did this, and I probably could set up a setting for that. So if you fill it out, I don't always see it right away. So you can always just pop me a message that says, hey, I filled out the recipe card form, please send it to me. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll go get it, mark it down, and then send it off to you. And whoever's comes in first is who I always do next. That is the order that I do. So right now I'm open for August, open for business for August. All right. And if you've done it in the past and you want to do another one, you're more than welcome to double up now. I was trying not to duplicate people in the beginning, but at this point, if I don't have anybody that has sent any in, I'm going to say fair game. Whoever wants their recipe card to be used, we would love it. And it does not have any requirements. It doesn't have to be a fun fold. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And I'll be honest with you, when I read this, I thought, oh man, this is a nice, simple, easy card. And I need simple, easy every now and then, you guys. So it doesn't have to be something that is knock your socks off, like tens of thousands of layers and lots of intricate folds. And that sometimes is hard for the viewers as well, that it's hard to do those kind of cards. So just know that it doesn't have to be intricate and complicated. Simple and nice is always a good policy. So, all right, you guys, I have cards. All right. So I almost like, what am I forgetting? Cards. So I'm gonna flip the camera down. These are the cards that I cannot remember if I announced the winners. I am about 95% positive I did, but for some reason they sat on the back counter for too long before I realized what was going on. Sorry, that happens. And so apologies if I haven't mailed these yet, but if this is the first time, I will be like, yep, these are going out by Thursday, which is tomorrow already. So, all right. So this was from the Detailed Dogwood class. This was Fran Mort's booth. Fran, I don't have your address. This one went to, or is going to go to Cynthia Ford. And again, Cynthia, I don't have your address. Margene Eskelson. Margene, you're watching right now. It's so awesome because your comment is the bottom one right here. I see your comment. You have a card here, so you might still be watching right now. I do have your address, Margene, so I know where to send that one to. This one is a pretty one. I love the peacock with the lagoon with the flowers, that color. All right, this was from the Master Flea Made ink paper scissors. And again, apologies if I've already announced these, but Jean Maxwell, this card will be in the mail for you by tomorrow. And Deb Norman, this card will be in the mail for you. Yay, girls. And then this one goes to Cheryl Gramlich. And this last one goes to Donna Grushke. So Donna and Jean, you're watching right now. Deb, you still might be watching. Can you remember if I announced these? I'm like, that's like the $1 million question I have in my head right now. Did I announce these? I have the addresses for these 5. I know where to mail them to. And I already have envelopes started. But Fran and Cynthia, please reach out to me with your addresses. Some winners from past times. Again, I'm going to say these for a few times until we have addresses. And this was Eva Sobix. Oh man, I can't say this. Sobczyk. Sobczyk. Okay, something like that. Lynn Omler. Deb Fitzgerald. This one was Kat Mack, Mary Russum, Valerie Fitzgerald, and Jeanette Pullum. So I was so excited. Sue Deppis heard her name last night, so I got Sue's out to her. But I'm going to hold on to these for a period of time, and if nobody gives me their address for these, I will pick new winners in the future. And then for the first time, the winners for the January monthly class go to, drum roll please, this was the most adored, goes to Wendy Tick. Now, it might not be most adored. The Adoring Hearts, I think, was the name. And it was the most adored paper, which we just happened to use yesterday. All right, so Wendy Tick. Yay, Wendy, I have your address. Our cherries go to Diane Bogenhagen. Yay, Diane. Awesome sauce. Oh, excited for you. And then our little mail card goes to Stacy Cobb. All right, and I believe, Stacy, I have your address. So congratulations to Diane, Stacy, and to Wendy Tick. Awesome. So you 3 can go on the pile for mailing out. And I'm gonna put Fran's and Cindy's on the pile for not sure if I know their addresses, and they will go there. Fabulous sauce. Okay, all right, very good. You guys, we did amazing. I'm so excited. We kept, we cruised through this card. It's only 20 after 2. We did phenomenal. So I can go check on the boys. Right before class, I made Mark and Tyler ham sandwiches and turkey sandwiches, but I can give you, for those that want to see where I'm at, where I should say we're at with the project, I have pictures. I took this right before we went live. So this is where we're at. We're getting flooring, or the foundation. So this was already there. The foundation was already there. And what they're doing is putting the wood down for the floor. And Tyler worked at this. You guys can see an indent here of 6 inches. He took his grinder, that grinder right there, and he grinded a path up and down both sides. And that's going to help bring the room back into connecting it into the house. So apparently whoever did that original room didn't have it very good, and it wasn't very in tune with the current house wall. So super cool. They found the original veneer underneath the drywall, and you can see this is what I'm going to be working on tonight with Tyler. We want to save this room right there, this wall, I should say. We want to save that wall and have that be the inside of the room, just like what we did in the mud room, which is in the room over here. And so Tyler and I are going to start picking at all the silicone and see once where we can get to. So that's the project for tonight. So, oh, what else do we have? Oh, there they are. There's Tyler and there's Mark, and they are taking a lunch break, you guys. I made them some sandwiches, and then I've got a couple others there. There's Tyler grinding away at the wall. So not a fun job to do, you guys. Very messy, dirty, dusty job, but it makes it better. And there's a little supervisor. Look at that. How much is that kitty in the window? The one with the little white nose and the little white paws. So there's Honey supervising, checking out what's going on. Picking out, you guys, we went out to dinner last night, in case you want to see. We went to Sunset with my parents and my brother and his wife and family. It is their 1-year wedding anniversary, so it's next week, and so we went out to celebrate their anniversary. And what was I going to say? There was one other thing I was going to say. Fun stuff, you guys. Always moving a mile a minute, which is awesome. Yes, I don't think, oh, Donna Grushki said that she didn't think I announced them. Well, there we go. I think what happened is, right before class, I pulled the cards out of the box that has the, like, there is a box that's staged for me to pull names, or to pull the cards for the winners. And I think I set it on the back counter, and then I never remembered it was there. And so I think that's awesome that now I can get them in the mail and we announce the winners. So good. Oh, and then Jean Maxwell said that I announced them in the past. Okay. Well, there you go. So either way, they're going in the mail tomorrow. That's all that matters. Becky, we're building, so we tore down the room that was there and we're rebuilding it because it needed new windows, and we want the siding to match, and we wanted to redo the roof to match the whole addition that we did over here 4 years ago. We were redoing a room over there. And in the interim of doing the room over, we're growing up with it to combine the room that's upstairs, which is my craft room, to make it 10 feet longer. So I'll have a 10 by 10, 100 square feet more. Yay. So fun stuff. So my plan is to share with you guys the project, just like I did 4 years ago. So some of you didn't know me 4 years. 4 years ago in the year 2020 is when we put this edition on, and I shared our progress as we went. And 4 years ago, I was still doing lives out of my back bedroom closet. So if you go back 4 years to videos, that's where you'll find me, in a back bedroom in the closet. It was December of 2020 when I first moved the lives out to here. You guys might, when I did my very first craft roulette with Mary Gunn, I think it was the first Friday in December of 2020. And I was actually upstairs in my craft room for that craft roulette. So we were worried about how the internet was going to work up there. You didn't win twice. I don't think, Jean. I think that's the only card that you've won recently. So I know you won the scavenger hunt. So that was last week that we announced you winning a scavenger hunt. And that prize went in your package on Monday, actually, so that's good. I'm still waiting for a few people to get back to me on their the final number that they had correct. We had 9 people that participated in the Discover Bee Quest scavenger hunt, and I only got gradings back from 5 people. So, but I haven't sent the email out to remind people to give me their answers either. The 5 people that gave them to me were ones that were watching. So I need to reach out to the other few people before I figure out who the winner chicken dinner is for the grand prize. So, yay. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to keep working on things, and we will see you back here tomorrow night for the game night, the Lily Pond Lane game night. For those of you who have not given me your lucky numbers yet, I will be reaching out to you by the end of the night tonight asking for your lucky numbers so I can get them logged. And then Kelly will be live with me here tomorrow night, and she watches your numbers with you, so that's awesome. Good deal. I think that's it. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.